welcome to Danger Dice. Today I'm here with Drew Morris. Hello, Drew.
Good evening.
So, D&D. Is it what you expected? Let's find out. Oh boy, this is a lot different than when I first saw about recording.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's informal, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Okay. So, first on the rota, when did you actually learn about D&D? How, what was,
Well,
how did you get introduced to it?
I've always known about it through, like, popular subculture and such.
Televangelists and all that.
Yeah, and through basic just TV, really.
Yeah, it's quite a lot in media, isn't it?
It is.
Including the TV show cartoon that was a thing at one point. So, yeah. Nothing really more to say on that point, is there? For
No,
us?
not really.
Your first session, really. What were you expecting? In that session 1, not session 0.
Well,
Because you didn't have a session 0.
I don't really know what I was expecting from it. It's just a bit weird. Never done it before. I kind of wanted to do it.
Yeah, and of course, should we go through the story of the first session?
Oh, if I can even remember it. It was so
I
long
can,
ago.
because I run it 3 times, because I recycle content. It's a great DM.
Hey, recycling's good for the environment.
Not in D&D. Yeah, so you're in Viridian, in a homebrew continent called Mordale, on the planet of Rak, which I have recently named as of my most recent side quest.
Yeah.
And there's a cult going on the death day anniversary of when Tiamat, the Dragon Queen, was killed.
Yeah.
You gotta stop them. Those right bad uns. So there's 5 dudes all spread out across the city, all the party. You just kill them.
Yeah.
In cold, hard blood. Why is your blood hard? What have you done to this? Have you frozen your blood?
Possibly.
I mean, Zolgo probably would. Bloodsicle.
Yes, Olga would definitely have a bloodsicle.
Yeah. Yeah, you play Zolgo, don't you? The tiefling blood hunter,
Yes.
who's also a furry.
Yes.
Because you're a bloomin' lycanthrope. Lycanthrope? I don't know how you
I don't
pronounce
know.
it. Where owl bear?
Yes. Owlbear.
That's the term. Yeah. Raised by wolves, then raised by owlbears.
Yeah.
Raised by wolves, then raised by people that can turn into owlbears. Zolgo has been quite a thing.
He truly has, and there is so much more.
There will be. Just wait until you get next level and you can actually turn into a full-on owlbear.
Oh, I'll be so happy when that happens.
Me too. So yeah, did the first session meet your expectations?
It did really. It was really fun, and that's what I was looking for, really.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I put effort into it.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah. I got into D&D during COVID because if I was never ever going to get into the hobby, it was going to be during a global lockdown where you can't meet up with people.
Yep.
And I didn't have any of the books when I started out, which is just a testament to how much you can learn from just watching D&D videos. You don't actually need any of the books to actually start. Because there's a great resource called D&D Beyond, which I'm not sure if I've shown. I'm pretty sure I have shown you. You've not used it, right?
Yeah. I've not
Yeah.
used it that much because I'm that kind of person.
Yeah, it does. It's the only place you can find informed blood hunters that I know of. It also has one hella cool advert. I will send you the advert later so you can test this, Drew.
Yes.
Because it's like an 80s themed TV cartoon thing, and it is, oh boy, it wild. But yeah, how much do you actually like Zalgo, the old demon boy?
Well, I like him quite a bit. I don't. If I was going to change anything, I don't think I would change much.
Yeah, tieflings are fun.
Mm.
They get fire resistance. It's chill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he keeps dying all the time.
Yeah. However, if he were to die permanently, which, I wouldn't let happen, but come on, let's stay for it for the talking point.
Yeah.
What sort of character would you create instead of Zalgo?
I would probably build a mad inventor.
An artificer. Because, of course, those get access to gun wands.
Yes.
And they also are able to build turrets, essentially. Which is great. I love artificers. It's such a great class. Because it just can do so many things. Like, I have plans in a group I'm with. I play the artificer Instinct, who's a Warforged. I have planned for him. He's going to be a battlesmith, I think they're called. And when they reach 3rd level, they get a Steel Defender, which is a little companion made out of metal. Instinct has a pet newt, so I was going to have that newt basically pilot a human-sized mech.
That sounds fun.
It was gonna be, but I don't think we're playing that anymore.
Oh.
If we are, I've lost the character sheets.
Oh, that sucks.
I've even lost the character sheet of my first ever character. Anyway.
Internal screaming commences.
That wasn't even internal at that point. Okay. And the final question we have here today, however, we'll probably find a way to waffle on for another few minutes. Why did you want to throw your co-op partner through a window? Your co-op partner being a plague doctor?
Oh, yes. Well, being in the mind of Zalgo, I just thought, that looks like fun. That's something he would do.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Lord of the Rings. You'll have to toss me.
Yes, plus,
However, he's not a dwarf. You're just not even a that tall tiefling.
Plus, it just seemed really funny at the time.
Yeah.
And so from now on, if we ever get into that situation again, you know that Zalgo will be throwing someone through a window.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you guys have things you could make grappling hooks out of.
Yes, but my solution is more fun.
Yeah, like I'm sure Zalgo's maul would more than enough suffice for a grappling hook if you attached 50 foot of hempen rope to it.
Yeah, but again, my solution is much fun.
It is. So that's the end of our scripted questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me as your dungeon master?
Not really, no.
Okay, so you're quite content with all the world building and that I've done?
Yeah, I'm quite content with it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some side quests, because I'm doing side quests, in case, why not?
Yeah,
that you guys can do instead of any main story, and one of them is all world building. Because with my other group, I had an entire mission. I was with them in person for this one, and it is one of the best things we've ever done. They had to hunt the town for a vampire.
That sounds fun.
And there wasn't a single bit of combat in the entire session. It was all just trying to deduce. There were tons of people, one even based on our friend Captain Dreadheart, whom I made an insane old Navy captain. And the players just loved him so much. Sort of based him on Tom Scar's performance in The Confession 2, when he's mad cop.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. The government is bees.
Bees, not the bees.
Best card in all of Cards Against Humanity's bees.
Just bees.
It's great.
Oh dear.
But yeah, and they'd narrowed it down to 2 suspects. Neither of them were the actual guy.
Oh.
The actual guy was this old guy that was in a wheelchair. He had an attendant. He was basically just sucking on a barrel of oxygen. It wasn't actually a barrel. I don't think he was actually
the old man, because it's always
Yeah,
the old man.
And my player, she plays a cleric of basically a lust god, but a good one. She said that, oh, he's gonna get all really young and stuff, isn't he? He's gonna be the vampire. And then they never chased up that lead again. So they called it out. It was really tropey. They called me out, but they still just didn't do it.
Well then, interesting.
Yeah, the 2 people they had it narrowed down to was the Crypt Keeper, who I had sewn their mouth shut just because they're like that. They're a bit odd. And he would speak sort of like a mock version of our Prime Minister. He was like, I don't want to do this. He was sort of like that when he did speak, because they cut off his stitches with like an arrow tip, I think.
Oh dear, so basically
Just so they could
Boris Johnson, but even worse.
somehow looking more scruffier. I can't speak on politics, I'm not old enough to vote. But yeah, and the other person they had down to was the Tiefling Librarian. They thought that because she was just being real mean to them, because I thought, why not stick a bumhole of a character in there? And she had fangs only because she was a tiefling. Tiefling naturally have fangs.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some other stuff. There was this guy in the tavern that they started in that would leave every night. It was actually because he was like a patron of the moon, and he had to soak his blade in holy moonlight.
In holy moonlight.
And he got queasy at the sight of blood, so he wasn't in the town square when everyone was there.
Yeah.
There was another one they went to. They're like, hey, show us your teeth. And then I'm like, well, he's a warforged. So he just sort of grabs both his top jaw and his lower jaw and just... Because he's a robot.
Oh, God.
So yeah, can you imagine a tiefling, not tiefling, a warforged vampire? I want to suck your oil. That'd be so great.
Oh dear, I hope you actually do that on our campaign.
You guys could do it. Vampires are a homebrew class.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I'd let you make a warforged vampire. That sounds awesome. I mean, anything natural happening to, well, organic happening to a warforged is just great. Like, I make the reference to children warforged in one of my side quests. Of course, that just means recently forged. That doesn't mean they're made to be actual little stout and ankle biters.
Although that would be really funny.
Yes, it was.
Just see them gnawing at your leg.
Yeah, during this level, level 2, I'm going to have you fight something I had my players fight again at level 2, but now I know how to run it better.
Nice.
That is where a large majority of the Warforged come from in Moordale. Because I was watching Netflix's Sex Education and couldn't think of a kingdom name.
How come Moordale sounds like the place next to Mordor?
Wait, where do you live? Oh, me? You live in the Shire, apparently, with this voice. I live in Moordale. It's not a really hard place to get into with old Mount Doom and that Sauron dude. Oh no, that's next door. You got the wrong street address, man.
It's literally just like next door.
Well, I got a brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key. I must stop my habit of going into a country accent and doing Wurzel's impressions.
Now, we all know that won't happen.
Never in a million years. But New Year's resolutions, I don't do them.
Oh,
'Cause
we all
I
know that
suck at
people
commitment.
abandon those as soon as they start them.
Yeah. But yeah. We also did have you make a character for if ever you went in the future, didn't we? Future as in future of Mordale, which is just like 30 years or so in the future. We made Zolgo's daughter, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did.
Whoever would hook up with that red-skinned, literally horny lycanthrope. Honestly, props to him. Some people are probably into it.
Yeah, probably.
I know a lot of people that are into werewolves for one reason or another, whether it's the change into werewolves or whether it's the fact they're furries. Drew. But yeah, and we made her a barbarian, didn't we?
Yes.
So she
I
would
think
technically be
so.
more angry than her father.
Yes, which I find absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, because barbarians, they can go into an actual rage, and with some of the subclasses, the rage can do a lot of things. One of them can even summon an actual storm around you with crashing waves that emanate from you.
Oh, now I wish Olga could do that.
You can! You haven't selected her subclass yet. You get that third level.
Oh, cool.
That's when you select. You could also be Religious Zealot Barbarian, which literally stops you from dying while you're raging.
That would help.
Yeah, but it also means you have to be tied down to a god. Ugh.
Bleak.
No offense to anyone that is actually religious in a Christian household, apparently. There's also Wild Magic Barbarian, which would, allow you to send out a burst of wild magic. But I think the one we did settle on, because it made more sense with the character, but of course it can be changed because D&D, everything can always be changed. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's like Path of the Beast. And one of the options for how you came across these powers is someone in your lineage with a lycanthrope.
Yes.
So we just decided that made most sense. So that means you can summon metaphysical beaks and talons.
Yeah.
Owlbear. I mean, technically you can also summon a tail, but owlbears don't have that much of a tail.
No,
They definitely have much
don't.
more the bear tail than they do
Yeah.
the thing. Also, I recently bought the Infernal Machine rebuild, and what's worse than an owlbear with flesh?
Owlbear without flesh.
Yeah, I have skeletal owlbears.
Oh.
What's worse than an
goody.
owlbear with one head?
An owlbear with two heads.
I also have two-headed owlbears. What's worse than a two-headed owlbear with flesh? I know, real hard question, isn't it?
Yeah, real hard question. Brain no work.
You have one? A skeletal two-headed owlbear.
Sounds so
Because
much
I just have these
fun.
things. I mean, I also just have a bunch of other stuff I can throw into the story at any point. I have a mount. I have a vehicle for you guys, which is a beholder, a mechanical beholder. A beholder being a sort of fleshy lump with one giant eye and slapped out of its forehead and a mouth, then having a bunch of other eyes on stalks.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Of course, now there's a robot version of it, and you can pilot it.
Oh.
I also got Baldur's Gate, so I can give you guys hell motorcycles. I'll put them in the material plane. I'll change them around a bit so you don't have to fuel them on soul coins.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But there is genuine stats in it for trying to do tricks.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
you
can
need to
imagine-
roll to be able to do tricks.
I can imagine Zolga just face planting into a tree.
Oh, except it won't use your stats. It would use the bike's stats.
Oh, still though, I can see it happening.
Okay, so you know how you roll for armor class?
Yes.
It's on a d20.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know and are just tuning in to two lunatics talking about D&D.
Don't worry, we're completely sane, I promise.
Yeah, and Zolgo's armor class is, like, what, 17? Maybe 18?
I believe it's 18.
Hmm.
But
Do you want to know how much the Devil's Ride is, which is the motorcycle and the most standard vehicle in hell?
I'm guessing it's like 25 or something.
It's 19 plus 4.
Oh.
Which means anything without at least a plus 3 is hitting this thing.
Ah.
However, you can't deal damage while you're on it.
Mm.
It says you can only have one person riding it, but you can have two people ride a motorcycle at the same time. So I'm going to say you can probably fit two people on there.
Yeah.
Hmm. For closing this out, should we talk about your most recent adventure?
Can do, yeah.
Yeah, so after... we've only done 2 sessions, but they've been great. Mainly because everyone else refused to show up. I'm looking at you. You guys know who you are.
Yes, you know
but
who
anyway.
you are.
But upon the Viscount of the area, Lady Paxia... Well, sorry, Viscountess Paxia, because titles are a thing. She just like, yo, I saw how you dealt with that last cult. I tell you, we got another cult here. Please just take care of them. And they worshipped the moon. All of them wore masks. All of them wore robes. All of them were named Ted.
Yep.
And in my notes, I didn't actually have anything written down for how you guys should take down the camp. I just had the players then try and take down the camp. I gave you a bunch of things like, there's a chef that's cooking with gas, because in my world, in Moordale, it's still medieval. They just use gas lighting. And gaslighting.
Yes.
And sort of like that. You experience some tiefling racism because, again, they're demons.
Yep.
Why am I saying again? I never brought that up before. Well, yeah. The cult worshipped the moon. The moon, in my setting, is really interesting because there's 2 of them. Well, there's 1.5, technically. One just got shattered completely in half. I know that's not how things actually work, but it's a cool visual. Shut up. Is it not a cool visual, just having a moon that's half shattered and a full other moon?
Yeah.
It also has 3 suns. One's red, one's yellow, one's white.
Okay.
Because, suns get more red with how long they've been alive. It's like our sun is currently sort of yellowy, just sort of heading into orange, or it's more orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which means it's on the way out, but it still won't happen for a few billion years.
Oh, yeah.
Human race will probably die out before then.
Mm.
I mean, goodness, we've not even experienced a proper axial tilt.
The human race hasn't experienced a lot of things.
No. Like me, I've never experienced the emotion known as love. Anyway. Self-deprecating humour here on Danger Dice.
Oh, dear.
Call me back, Deborah. No, there's no one called Deborah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Because the last relationship I got into, I got dumped on the day of my granddad's funeral.
Oh, even more.
Which I wore this exact waistcoat and trousers to.
Oh dear, that sounds depressing.
So is my life in general. I did a thumbs up to the camera. Just the cheesiest grin.
Yep. You are essentially Tom Scar at this point.
If only. If only. No, I'm not Jehovah's Witness, man. But yeah, and so they took. How did you take it down again? Did you just set it on fire with like the spare gas?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and Zolgo now has a lightsaber.
Yep, it's official now. Like Zolgar has a lightsaber.
Well, I say it's lightsaber. If he activates it on one side, it's radiant damage and a holy blade. On the other side, it's necrotic damage. Which means against like angels and demons, you're just like. I was gonna say Helltaker, but that's the wrong game. Like Doom Guy.
Mm.
I get Helltaker and Doom confused because my brain is just that large. I might go see a doctor about that.
I wouldn't. I don't think they'd be able to help.
Yeah, I obviously have 420 IQ. So yeah, everyone seems to be having a good time because only 2 people have shown up.
Yep.
One of the other guys did try and show up, but he had other stuff to take care of, which, you know, is fine. People are busy, and I try working my schedules around. I'm not genuinely angry at you guys. Anyway. Thank you, Drew, for coming on Danger Dice.
That's perfectly fine.
And thank you, Zalgo, for just being the little ball of chaotic energy you are.
Oh, trust me, you should have seen him when he was a child. He was just... Oh.
Well, I say little ball of chaotic energy. It's a little ball of chaotic good energy.
Yes.
Or chaotic neutral. I can't remember which one we made him.
I think he's...
Certainly chaotic something.
I think he's chaotic neutral because you wouldn't let me have chaotic evil.
Oh no, I definitely wouldn't let you have chaotic evil. We're not an evil campaign here. Anyways, yes, thank you. And I will see you whenever we roll off again. That's a bye from me.